Hello and good day to you. Today's video, we are demonstrating the use of a stencil in making a background in our stenciling technique of 12 crafts of card making. For this project, we'll need a stencil. I'm using the Delia stencil by Plaid Crafts or Plaid Enterprise. Paper trimmer or guillotine, baby wipes if you desire to wipe between stencil application, masking tape if you desire to stick the stencil down for some minutes before you apply the paint. We need plain cardstock, white, cream, color white, depend on your choice. It's about 300 grams. Let me do this one first. Okay. I will need colored cards. This all depends on the kind of effect you want. I want a little border before the background, so I need to just get some cardstock in colors. So I think I'll go with just this. Let me see. Okay, I think this is it's not too heavy. Okay, I'll go with this one. I'll put this one aside. So we need cardstock. It's in brown, cream, and the brown is from Lidl. It's made by, the brand is Crelando. It's Lidl. They have, okay, for the card, it's about 270 grams for the Lidl brand, and they have 25 colored cards in it on different colors. And it's a little larger, and you can see that it's a little larger than A4 size. So anytime, whenever Lidl do their craft week or craft deals, you can get them. I think it's about either $1.99 or $2.99 within that, in British pounds. That's how much it is. Then the paper on is about, I can't remember that. Put this. Then we need our base cardstock. I'm using an 8-inch card. I've already printed my logo at the back. We need watercolor or acrylic paint. So you decide the one you want to use. I think I'll use the watercolor, but I'm not going to make it watery. I'm not going to make it light like a watercolor, because the last project I used acrylic paint. So this time I'll use watercolor, but I'm not going to mix it with water. And we need paint brushes. This is also from Lidl, Crelando flat brush. This flat one contains 12 brushes. Let me just pick the one I'm gonna use. I need about 3. And this round one, you can use any one you have. This round one contains 15. So I just picked 3 out of it too, because I decided to use, want to use different colors for the background. And since I'm not washing my brushes between application, I'll just go with a lot of brushes around. So I'm just getting some little sizes from the brush. You can use a scruffy brush so that you can stipple into it. And you need a palette if you want to mix your colors or to apply your colors on before you use them. So let's start. We also need copier paper. We'll place a stencil on the copier paper, our card on the copier paper, so that we don't soil the work surface. We need liquid glue and tissue paper. Since this card is 8-inch, I'm just going to cut a card, base card of about 7.5. So I'm just going to cut a card of 7.5 inches or so. Oh, it's in centimeters, so I have to measure. Let me see. It's about 20 centimeters, so I'll make it 19. Okay, that's nice. So make another one. So this one we're going to paint on, and I'll make this one I'll just make it a little, I want it to be a very thin border, so I'll make it, or let me just make it 19.5. Let me go with all borders. Sorry, that's 18.5, sorry, not 19.5. That's, the brown is 19, so this is going to be 18.5. Take this away. So we have our card for the, so paint on this. If you want to paint, if you don't want to make borders, you can paint directly on the base card. I just want to create a little border. And because I'm painting, I want to protect my work. Sorry, I forgot to state that you need copier paper to protect your work, surface. So I'm going to use the stencil first. I'll start from the middle. Let me, yeah, so that there's no space. So working on the cardstock we just cut out, the cream color cardstock. If you want to use white, you can, or any color. You can use any color. just because I'm going to paint darker colors on it. So for this I'll be using a lot of colors, and let me start with the red since I don't need to paint that. And I'll use the orange for the middle and the green for the leaves. Just put a little green here. Add a little white to one corner because I'm going to use to brighten the colors. Little orange. And I want the orange to be a little bright, so I'll add yellow, a little bit of yellow to it. Okay, so I used green, the 2 shades of green. Yellow, orange, that white, and the dark red. I'm still going to use the blue, brown, and the others. I'm going to mix them, but for this first middle one, I just want to use those colors I picked out. And remember, you can mix colors to, you can mix 3 colors and you get the 3 main primary colors to get going to, so I'll take a little bit of with a flat brush, take half of the orange on one side of the flat brush, put half of the orange, and the other side put half of the yellow, and just swish it till they mix, so that they blend, and you don't see the blend, and it blends. I've used a round brush for this. If you want to so you can use the watercolor paint without mixing it with watercolors. So I've done that. I'm going to just use the red. My palette is not flat enough. Another one. I'm not mixing the red, I'm just using it plain. I'm not mixing it any other color. I'm being careful around the edge. Because I'll be lifting the stencil and reusing it, I have to use my hand to support it. But if you don't use your fingers to support it, you can stick it down using the masking tape. So for the green, I'll use a thin, flat brush. I think I have, let me see, okay. And because I'm using two colors, I'll dip half in the dark green and half in the light green. And I'll switch them together. I just want a nice shade on the leaves. Just switch them onto the blend. So I'm going to use this thin round brush to put for the dots. I'll use the yellow color just to take a bit of the yellow. Just use to paint the yellow dots in. Now remove the stencil, and here's our flower. We're going to continue in that process. We'll leave it to dry, but if you are not that patient, some do use but it will dry quickly. So before that part dries, I'll work on the other side. I'll just use a second stencil because I'm doing a different color. You can wash your stencil between application with soap and water. So it's the same stencil, but I'm just going to use the same stencil design, but I'm just going to put on the side and do a different and use a different color for it. I'll just add a little blue to that side so that I can use the blue. Using the two shades of blue, the indigo and the light blue. It's not coming out. I need to add a little brown to it. I'm adding a little brown to one side, then you can take new set of brushes. So for this inner flower, I'll mix a little bit of white and blue together, and I'll just switch them . And paint like little daisy strokes. Select the dark one, the dark indigo blue and the medium color blue. Mix them. Make sure it's darker than the other. And for the leaves, take a little yellow and the dark red, mix them. More of the yellow. You can add a little white to brighten it. And take small from the orange. If you already have a color palette, you can work with that. But if you don't have, you can just play around with some colors on a paper first to see what you come up with. And for this hole, I just use the dark red without mixing them. Without mixing with another color, sorry. I'll leave my stencil and allow it to dry. Since I'm painting almost the same color, let me wipe my stencil. I'll just wipe my stencil and decide to play around with different colors. So I'm putting it between two baby wipes. This to protect my fingers from staining so that I don't stain the artwork. White cleans the stencil, both the back and the front of the stencil. I'll just go over it with a dry cloth or a tissue if you have a tissue, because it's kind of damp. Let me see if I can. This is a bit wet. Let me see. Okay. And if you want to overlay the design, it's all right. Like a dense design. So I'll do that. Overlay the design. So at this time, I'll go with the light orange. Let me make good use of some. I'm going to use the yellow. Now paint the yellow direct here. Take a little white with the blue. I'm mixing it, and I'll use and I'll add the dark blue to it, and a little bit of green. So for the dots, which color should I use? Okay, let me use green. I've set on my paint my paintbrush. I can still have one. I'm gonna add a little bit of white to brighten the green. And a little yellow. It will be really bright. So we'll finish that. I'll just leave the stencil and wipe between each. The kitchen. So now this side is getting dried. Let me work on this side because this one is dried now. So I'll just work on this side. Oh, I really want that one to be dried before I work there, because I want to slightly overlap. Okay, let me work at this end. Since you're overlapping, there's no problem working from any angle you want to. I need a yellow now. Okay, I'll go with what I have. I've already mixed our colors. Okay, yeah, I have a blue. So I'll mix blue and red together to get purple and add white to it. Just mix it first. And add a bit of white to it. Now mix this one in here. And add a little bit of orange to brighten the... Oh, it's not brown. Red. Let me add more blue. Add a light shade blue and white to it to brighten it. And white. White. Okay. A bit of orange in it. It's going to go brown again. Let me do tests. That's brown. Okay, let me use it. It is a nice shade. I'll use this one, then I'll mix the purple. I spot my purple. So I'll use this. So I already mentioned about that. and it's about the brush stroke. You should go vertical. I need my orange or light brown. It's not even light. So I'm going to wipe this. Just want to make use of the colors that I have here. So let me see. Going to mix the green and white, yellow, green and white, so that I get a lighter shade of green. I'm going to use it for the large flowers. Let me add one piece of red. What color should I use now? A little bit of blue there. Do I have any? Let me use a clean one. I'll just dip my brush into it. Since I need a little color. Let's see. Trying to see what I can do with this. Need a yellow to brighten. No yellow. I'll use this burnt orange. So we're going to get this. Switch. No. Need an orange. So I just dip. Just a little bit of orange. So I just dip right into the, don't need to mix it. This should be dried now. So I'll try and make good use of this space. Just mixing the two greens together, and I'll add blue to it and white. I'll add indigo blue to it. It's not so. And a light blue. Because the indigo blue is not that watery. And I'll add white to it. Just playing with colors as I go. A bit of this brown, so darken it. And if you want to do it in monochrome, you are free to do it. Monochrome of a certain color, like all shades of red, you can use that. I just want to create something like those multicolored fabric design that we do make in the textile designing, or when designing textiles. Using dry brush now, and I need a bit of I don't want to use water because of the kind of paper and this technique too, and this because of the kind of card. I don't want to use water. I don't want the paper to become soggy. And the cardstock is not a watercolor cardstock. Also, I can't wait for it to dry between techniques. I want it to dry quickly. Right, I'll just use this for the ends here. Now I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to brighten it. I want the orange very bright, so I'm just going to put the yellow. So use this for the middle here, and let me add a little white. So finish that, and I'll put this aside, and I'll use this one. I've cleaned this already, so I'll use this one, and I'll do this upper part of it. So that's I'll just fill these two corners that let me see if we just place it here. Which color can I use? That. Let's see this end. Some orange there. I didn't use much of the blue. Now put an orange in here just to fill those gaps. Okay. Now lift it properly. So just take off the card, and here I have a nice background. It's forming a nice edge. Just going to pack my pen, my brushes, and I'll just leave them to one side. So here's our liquid glue, and I don't think I said that we were going to use liquid glue. So with the glue, I'm going to just apply glue at the back of the brown, working on the front of the card. Don't push too much glue towards the end. When you get to the end of the card or cardstock, try and flatten the glue so that it's not in heap. This will prevent it from coming out when you press towards the edge of the work. It's a bit right. I'm trying to. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be very careful. Just hold one edge and supposed to allow it to dry very well. See, have some hips here. So I'm going to be very careful, just around the ends. What I'm doing is risky. I would have allowed it to dry. It's quite dry, just as we still have some in hips here, the ones I did last. I'm gonna place it, and this brown really helped because of the mistake I made when I was trying to mix my purple. Went to experiment with another color and turned my purple into a brownish purple. So here's our background design. It's nice that it can even pass for a fabric, overlaid, and trying it to be dense, trying to make the design dense. So just go closer to see. Just go close. Yeah, I really like it. So thanks for joining me for this video of 12 crafts of card making, the technique of stenciling used as a background design or background greeting card design. You can visit the blog anino.com to see what's happening in the crafting industry. Until then, happy crafting, happy designing, and bye for now.